Tennis is a fantastic sport that can be enjoyed at any age. It keeps you fit, it's very social, and most of all, it's fun. This DVD will show you the key skills to get you started and give you the confidence to enjoy the game. From the basics through to advanced play, footwork and game strategy, you can watch and follow players demonstrating great techniques in easy-to-learn steps. Master these skills and you will soon become a formidable opponent on the court. The basic rules of tennis are quite simple. The serve is used to start every point in a match. It involves tossing the ball up high and making contact well above your head, hitting the ball over the net and into the diagonal service box. Each game starts on the deuce court, which is the right-hand side of the court from the centre mark. The ad court is on the left-hand side. After a serve, the receiver must let the ball bounce inside the service box before making the return. When playing singles, the return and all subsequent shots must land within the area defined by the singles sidelines and the baseline. When playing doubles, this area is defined by the doubles sidelines and the baseline. Players will lose the point when they hit the ball outside of these lines, into the net, or when they are unable to reach the ball before the second bounce. Ground strokes are the basic shots you need once the point has begun. Although these shots can be played from anywhere in the court, they are mostly played from near the baseline and after the ball has bounced. Some players constantly approach the net, forcing their opponent to play better shots to win points. Playing tennis up at the net requires different types of shots, good movement and quick reactions. So let's look at a point and see what a player can do to win. The server plays a hard serve down the centre line to the receiving player's backhand. Most players' backhand is weaker than their forehand, so this can be a useful strategy. However, the receiver plays the ball back deep to the opponent's backhand, which forces them to reply with a weak shot. The receiver takes advantage of this weak shot by moving in towards the net, playing another shot to the opponent's backhand side. The opponent's response to the approaching player is to attempt a lob, but this is successfully returned. The opponent lobs again, but this time the receiver hits the smash to the open court and wins the point. This is one example of the kind of strategy you can use to win points, although before playing competitively, you will need to practice the basics with a playing partner. When practicing with a partner, first feed the ball to one another. Trying to serve and play points reduces the amount of quality practice. To make your practices more rewarding, hit the ball towards your partner and try to keep the rally going. Swing slowly and make contact with the ball at waist height, moving forwards and backwards to make this happen. Always give yourself enough room between you and the ball so that your swing is not cramped. At the end of each session, serve to one another, getting ready to play a scoring game. The service grip is made by holding the racket and placing your forefinger knuckle on the second bevel. You should be able to extend the racket to form an almost straight line with your arm. Hold the ball in your fingers with your thumb on top. To begin your serve, stand just behind the baseline and take a sideways position, placing your feet about shoulder width apart. After taking your stance, lean forward, Hold your racket back slightly and bounce the ball on the ground while you're deciding where to place your serve. After bouncing the ball, rock back, bringing the racket forward. Hold the racket by the fingertips, placing the ball against the throat. Bring your arms down, placing the racket alongside your body. Turn completely sideways and move forward just a little. Toss the ball higher than you could reach up to at full stretch. Raise your racket by moving your forearm to a vertical position. Bend your arm to 90 degrees at the same time. Swing slowly and bend your legs. You can step up to your front foot with your back foot or keep it back. In both cases, your weight needs to be going forward. Push off with your legs and in a continuous motion, drop the racket behind your back. When your shoulders are slanting down, keep your head up and watch the ball. Reach up into contact as high as you can, moving the toss arm across your body. Land on your front foot after contact and let the follow through bring you to the ready position. The ready position is taken before and after each shot for quick movement in any direction. Face your opponent with your feet placed shoulder width apart and have your legs slightly flexed. For a smooth, easy grip change, use the same grip as you would for the serve and with the other hand hold the throat of the racket. With the basic service motion, you'll be able to produce different types of serves just by making a few simple adjustments to your toss and your body position at contact. The flat serve is used when the speed of the serve is important and is usually reserved for the first serve. Your goal here is to make returning the ball as difficult as possible for your opponent. Toss the ball overhead and more in front. Power off with your legs and hit the ball hard. The kick serve gives a player a safety margin by giving the ball a higher trajectory over the net. The ball must be tossed back and across so that contact is almost behind the head. To achieve this, the player must not open the shoulders as much as with the flat serve. The slice serve makes the ball travel in a curved direction. Toss the ball in front and in line with the swing shoulder so that you can hit the outside edge of the ball. This serve can be used to curve the ball into or away from your opponent. So remember, to make a powerful, accurate serve, keep your head up, watch the ball and make contact as high as you can. To make a flat serve, toss the ball slightly in front and hit it hard. To make a kick serve, toss the ball slightly back. And to make a slice serve, toss the ball in line with your swing shoulder and hit the outside edge of the ball. The forehand is the most frequently used shot in tennis. Follow these tips and make your forehand a winning shot. There are various forehand grips and you must choose the one that feels the most comfortable. Take the racket and place your forefinger knuckle anywhere between the third and fourth bevel of the handle. From the ready position, make a half turn sideways and change to your forehand grip, placing the racket throat on the flat palm of your other hand. Keep your arms bent at 90 degrees. Begin your backswing, keeping your arm bent and lifting the racket slightly to enable you to form a circular swing. Swing slowly, let go with your other hand, raise and reach out with your other arm, and rotate your shoulders to complete your backswing. Continue the swing by bringing the racket underneath the ball so you can use a low to high swing through contact. This imparts topspin. Topspin is when the ball rotates away from you after making contact and is achieved by using a low to high racket path. This type of spin pulls the ball downwards, which helps you keep it in play. Remember to watch the ball onto the racket. To get the racket to travel through and up, uncoil your body, always keeping your front leg forward until the follow-through pulls you to the ready position. So remember, take the racket back alongside and away from your body before making a forward swing to hit the ball. Timing the backswing is important. Start the motion early so that you have enough time to complete each stage of the swing. Topspin is achieved by using a low to high racket path. For the backhand, you have to make a choice between using two hands or just one. The two-handed backhand involves a similar chain of movements to the forehand. Because of this, low shots and shots above shoulder height can be hit aggressively. To make a two-handed backhand, take the serve grip and place your other hand above it. This hand has the same range as your forehand grip, but in the opposite direction on the handle. As you make a half turn sideways, bring your other hand down onto the handle. Begin your backswing keeping your hands low. Swing slowly, rotating your shoulders. Lower the racket head and then swing forward, keeping your eyes on the ball. Make contact and keep your back leg behind. The follow-through should extend across your body and over your shoulder. The one-handed backhand is a natural shot for some players. It does not require more strength than the two-handed backhand, just the use of a correct grip. Place your forefinger knuckle on the top bevel of the racket handle and use the fingertips of your other hand to hold the throat of the racket. From the ready position, turn almost sideways and change to the backhand grip. Make sure that the racket head is up while keeping the swing arm down and slightly bent. Swing slowly and rotate your shoulders while making your backswing. In a continuous motion, lower the racket head underneath the oncoming ball. It is important when swinging forward to stay sideways and to watch the ball onto the racket. To impart topspin, hit the ball keeping your back foot and arm from coming forward. The follow-through should go higher than shoulder level, with the racket head going up and your arm extending forward. The backhand slice is a versatile shot and when learned correctly allows you to play wide and low shots effectively. From the ready position, turn sideways without changing your grip. Hold the throat of the racket between the forefinger and the thumb of your other hand, making sure that your thumb is over the frame of the racket. Your arm is bent at almost 90 degrees and your other hand moves upward, lifting the racket to almost vertical. Begin your backswing by taking the racket back and up. Make a high to low forward swing, contacting the ball out to the side. This imparts backspin. Backspin is when the ball rotates towards you after making contact and is achieved by using a high to low racket path. With this type of spin, you can make the ball float or skid through after the bounce. Watch the ball and keep your head still for contact. Stay sideways, keeping your other arm back. The follow-through is a down to up, U-shaped movement. So remember, when making a two-handed backhand, keep your hands low as you begin the backswing and keep your back leg behind as you make contact. To power a one-handed backhand, get the racket head underneath the ball, stay sideways and watch the ball onto the racket. For a backhand slice, take the racket back and up. Contact with the ball is to the side. To improve your play even further, you must use proper footwork. Good footwork enhances court coverage and will make your entire tennis game even better. The first movement you will need to learn is the split step. This means separating your feet as your opponent is swinging forward to meet the ball. You will find that by making a split step, your reaction speed to the next ball will greatly improve. The split step is especially helpful when returning serve. The key to an effective split step on the return is to time it just before the server makes contact. From the ready position, stand upright and begin to take a step forward. In one continuous movement, bring your other foot alongside and hop forward, separating your feet. Turning to either side and moving quickly is vital when facing a strong server and can only be done when using a split step. When approaching the net to volley, you simply cannot do without the split step. Use it as your opponent is swinging forward to meet the ball. You are now in a position to move quickly to either side. The side step is used to move sideways, bringing one foot up to the other and then stepping away. Sidestepping is an essential part of good footwork. Using the sidestep creates free-flowing movement to the ball. With the sidestep, you can move up and back for short distances. Always remember, when going backwards, turn sideways for quicker movement. The sidestep is also used for short distances out to the side. Have spring and bounce in your feet. There's nothing worse for your tennis than constantly being flat-footed. When moving to a forehand ground stroke out to the side, be bouncy using smaller steps. When moving out to the side for a backhand, also use smaller, bouncy steps. The crossover step is used when you have to cover a lot of court quickly. You still need the spring in your feet, but now take bigger steps with less bounce. The best examples of the crossover step being used to great effect are ground strokes out wide and a forehand smash jumping backwards. On your opponent's good shots out wide, use a big crossover step to get you started. On the forehand side, you should use 2 big steps. On the backhand side, use 2 or 3 steps. On a deep forehand smash, turn sideways and begin your action by using a big crossover step moving backwards. This enables you to step back, rise up and reach an otherwise difficult ball. Recovery steps are used to get back into position after retrieving and hitting the opponent's shot. After a wide chase, use a crossover step and then change into side steps. When the recovery distance is small, use only side steps. When making your recovery steps, you must face your opponent, otherwise you could easily be wrong-footed when needing to change direction. When moving into position, don't always assume that you need to get back to the centre point of the court. Where you move to depends on where you place your last shot. Hitting cross-court means moving back to just before the centre mark. Hitting down the line means moving to the other side of the centre. Hitting down the middle of the court is when you need to be centred. So remember, a split step will help you react quicker to the next ball. Use side steps when covering short distances and keep your steps bouncy. The crossover step will help you cover more distance quickly. Keep spring in your step. And moving back into position from a wide chase requires first using a crossover step, while shorter distances require only side steps. Now that you've mastered your footwork, it's time to think about moving towards the net. Learning to play tennis at the net will make you a complete player. It enables you to apply more pressure onto your opponents by forcing them to play better shots than they normally would during a baseline rally. Moving forward and playing tennis from the net is an aggressive way to win points. To sharpen your net skills and win more points than your opponent, follow these important tips. The forehand volley is one of the key shots you will need to master to be an effective net player. Begin your swing by making a half turn sideways, keeping the racket head up. At the same time, release your other hand from the racket. Move your other arm to the side and slowly reach out with your swing arm. Remember to keep the racket head up. Swing forward and hit the ball while you're stepping across. A good volleyer moves their head back to watch the ball onto their racket. After contact, make a short follow-through with the racket face slowly opening. The backhand volley requires a subtly different technique. From the ready position, turn almost sideways, lifting the racket head up with your other arm. Stretch out to the side as you swing forward. As you step across, release the racket from your other hand and make contact with the ball out to the side. Remember to watch the ball onto the racket. Stay sideways, making a short follow-through with the racket face slowly opening. With higher volleys, make a full turn and backswing. getting your racket up to the height of contact. The follow-through moves downward and is longer than a normal volley. Low volleys require a shorter swing, with your racket positioned underneath the ball before making contact. The follow-through is very short. Half volleys are hit immediately after the ball has bounced. You will nearly always need to bend lower and make contact using a short low to high action. Half volleys require a short follow-through after contact. A smash is played when the ball is hit high by your opponent. From the ready position, turn sideways and place your swing arm alongside your body. Use your other arm to support the racket in an